The chairman of the Federal Reserve is in Chicago, promising a crackdown on mortgage lenders who abuse the system, giving loans to people who can't afford it. A record number of homeowners are now defaulting on their loans and risk losing their homes. 7,000 foreclosures in the Chicago area just in April. Well, this is not just your neighbor's problem. When they are forced out by foreclosure, you pay a high price too. Home sweet home, part of the American dream. But this year alone, millions across the country could be forced out because of foreclosures. Debbie Clark owns a home in Marquette Park and recently got the shock of her life. Her adjustable rate mortgage, or ARM, will jump from 7 to 13% in a year.
Financially, it hurts. It leaves you up at night crying, worried.
When a broker or realtor or some other person talks somebody into taking a loan that they really can't afford, it's no different than robbery.
The National Training and Information Center studied foreclosures in Chicago between 1993 and 2005.
It was all over the city. Even neighborhoods like this one in Jefferson Park saw a 89% increase in foreclosures.
Hot neighborhoods like the West Loop saw foreclosures soar to 440%, the South Loop by 600%, and Washington Park, a potential site for the 2016 Olympic Games, by 786%. And this is not just a city problem.
Glenview is one, Naperville, Plainfield, Forest Park, Oak Park.
McKinney works for the Illinois Foreclosure Listing Service, a company that tracks foreclosures for investors. Here's what they have in common. Most were ARMs.
The adjustable rate mortgages gave people a false sense of what was affordable.
The interest in an adjustable rate mortgage goes up or down based on a specific financial index. That's the kind of loan that got Debbie in trouble. For the last 2 years, she's paid about $1,000 a month. In August, it jumps to $1,300. In February, $1,410, finally capping at $1,635. The Chicago Foreclosure Report blames, quote, abusive origination practices and or disregard for the ability of borrowers to pay.
They always tell you, do not worry when you have to worry. Because if you don't worry, they will come 2 years later, hike your mortgage up so high that you cannot even eat.
What should you beware of?
The broker, the realtor, these are not your friends. These are business people who only make money when you close on your loan.
ARMs were intended for a narrow group of borrowers. They exploded a few years ago when they were also pushed to people with bad credit and low incomes.
Most families are frantic. Most families are scared.
Neighborhood Housing Services counselors now spend almost half their time on foreclosures. Mortgage planners say the people who borrow have to take responsibility.
The homeowner is the one who's making the decision to say, I can afford this. Disclosures are very clear.
For even the smartest person, the paperwork is overwhelming and can be incredibly confusing. And if just one home on a block goes into foreclosure, it affects everyone.
They can lead to abandoned buildings that in some neighborhoods can become a haven for crime activity.
A study of this block in the Auburn-Gresham neighborhood determined that foreclosures come with a stiff price tag. Every foreclosure costs local government more than $34,000, and property owners collectively lost $220,000 in reduced property values and home equity.
And that's why it's very important that we work with people.
Experts say this is just the tip of the foreclosure iceberg.
The foreclosure crisis hasn't started yet. We'll see that in the next couple of years.
Well, that's because millions more of these mortgages will adjust to a higher rate over the next couple of years. The sooner you get help, the better. The city is actually a safe route, offering counselors to help you make your case to your lender. Just call 311. The Neighborhood Housing Service is helping Debbie restructure her loan. Now, here's a simple way to know if you can afford a home. The payment should be no more than 33% of your income, the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. The foreclosure picture and counseling contacts are on our website, cbs2chicago.com.
Got to be careful.
It's frightening.
Yeah.